be that once you went in-house, you never went back to the law firm life. But ever since the Great Recession hit in 2008, that's no longer the case. So if you are curious about how to make the switch from in-house back to law firm life, stick around so I can share with you some strategies on how to best position yourself to make your triumphant return to the law firm world. Welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Annie Little. I'm an ICF certified coach and former lawyer. I created this channel for lawyers who are looking for practical guidance on how to land, lead, and succeed in the legal profession and beyond. In the intro, I alluded to the Great Recession being the catalyst for the change in the trend that we're now seeing of lawyers going from in-house to law firm at a much higher rate than they used to. So what is it that happened? As it turns out, in-house roles are not what they used to be. In the wake of the Great Recession, organizations, corporations, they downsized everything, including their legal departments, especially because they're seen as a cost center. And they wanted to cut their outside counsel, and they wanted to have the remaining in-house counsel do as much legal work internally as possible. And lawyers were desperate to not be laid off, so they took on the additional responsibilities, the additional work, without additional pay. And what happened is these organizations saw that they could get so much more out of a smaller legal department that they kept it that way. So in part, that has contributed to the growing disparity in pay between in-house counsel and law firm lawyers, although obviously there's a lot going on there. And although in-house lawyers do not have to track billables or meet billable requirements, which is absolutely lovely, they do still work long hours. So more and more in-house counsel are thinking, well, if I'm going to be working these longer hours, I'd like to be compensated for it. Another thing that's responsible for this trend of in-house counsel going back to the law firm world or going to the law firm world for the first time is that law firms are also finally receptive to hiring in-house counsel. It did not used to be that way, but they now have an appreciation for the expertise that someone who has worked in the business world can bring to the law firm world and help to inform their practice more. In particular, they really do appreciate understanding how in-house counsel think about things like invoices, what they're willing to pay for, what they're not, and also internal politics, either between different people or different departments, and that can also help them to better serve their corporate or organizational clients. But let's be real. At the time of recording this video, law firms are desperate for corporate lawyers. That's not to say that they otherwise wouldn't take in-house lawyers, but we're seeing that there's a lot of opportunity for lawyers who are working in-house to make that move into the law firm world. But keep in mind that if you are wanting to make that switch, they're going to be expecting you to do the same type of work you were doing in-house and then continuing to do that in the law firm. They're not as open to you wanting to come into the law firm and explore other options. So how do you make the case that you are a great candidate for a law firm position? Focusing on your subject matter expertise will be really helpful. When you go in-house, you have the opportunity in a lot of instances to get more general experience, to broaden your breadth of legal experience, which is awesome. I encourage it. At the same time, if you're not looking to stay in-house long-term or become general counsel, you very much need to maintain your subject matter expertise. And if you're finding dwindling opportunities to do that in-house, you can be creative about finding other ways of keeping up with it. Maybe it's something that your organization is farming out to outside counsel. Ask to be, the liaison on those deals so that you can, keep one foot in that practice area and you can keep learning. And, always you can take CLEs in that practice area as well. Once you're ready to start applying for jobs in law firms, you're going to want to target law firms that specifically serve the industry that you're familiar with and that have a practice group that encompasses your subject matter expertise. That said, you are also going to want to brush up on other industries that their practice group serves. Because remember, you've been focusing on one client in one industry the entire time you've been in-house. But law firms, generally, they have a model where they will serve multiple industries in an effort to make more money. So as you're targeting these law firms and their practice groups, look to see what other industries those groups are serving and do some due diligence there. Figure out what the legal landscape is in those industries. What's the regulatory structure that's going on? What are the latest, updates or issues? And you're going to want to be able to talk about this stuff, and so that you can make the case for how you're a quick study and you're going to be able to backfill any gaps in knowledge that you may have about other industries. A phenomenal way to get back into the law firm world is to bring work with you into the law firm. Now, it's not necessarily required, but law firms love business. And whether or not that's something that you're able to do, another great thing that law firms love to see is a business development plan. So if you're able to put something like that together when you apply, all the better. And of course, I'm going to talk about networking with people in these practice groups at different law firms. That's going to be extremely helpful for when you're trying to make your way back into the law firm world. And if you want more details on networking, check out this video up here about how to move from litigation to transactional, because it's going to work in reverse from in-house to law firm. Law firms are also going to want to know why you went in-house to begin with. Because if law firm life is so great and you started in law firm, why did you leave? And why are you coming back? What happened? So you can frame it in terms of these were my goals when I went in-house. I set out to do this, learn these things, hit these goals, and then the next stage of my career looks like X, Y, and Z. And I'm eager to bring all of my business knowledge and the skills that I've developed. I'm so eager to bring those back into the law firm world so that I can serve multiple clients across multiple industries. Something like that. And of course, we are always going to talk about how important it is for you to highlight your transferable skills so that these law firm employers can understand what the value is that you're bringing from the in-house world. And if you're unsure how your in-house experience is transferable to the law firm world, please check out my free masterclass, 3 Simple Strategies for Identifying Any Lawyer's Transferable Skills. It's linked in the description below. After watching it, you will see the wealth of transferable skills that you already have, so you can easily make your transition back into law firm life.